Thanks for having us here. Maybe not everybody knows.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Willie the Bam Johnson, co-founder of Kids Point MMA with my wife, Kimberly Johnson. A couple of years ago, we put the Point MMA program together, took it out on the circuit. The whole purpose of Point MMA was to truly prepare for that reality level of combat. If it would ever go to that point, kids can be a little bit more emotionally sound to be able to deal with Mr. Marco the Answer Johnson, won a couple of world championships. My little son Messiah went in at 4 years old, won some world championships. But even watching my fight with Marty Eubanks, I've been competing all over the world and doing all those things that I needed to do just to rest assured that what we represent and what we teach has been tested, has been proven, and has really survived the test of time. And a couple of years ago, just from some recommendations with Billy Blanks and just realizing what we truly needed to do to tap into getting kids a little bit more prepared at home before even the corona. I know when I connection, leaving the Bruce Lee Theater, coming up in the hood, man, leaving the movie theater, you went home, you practiced, you made up what you seen on the screen, you flipped on pissy mattresses, you ran up the wall, you were sparring around, you was doing everything it took to allow that desire, that passion. The same thing that people did with basketball and football. They were out there creatively just learning how to get their own skills, get their own moves going without any direction. That's how I got started in martial arts. And after doing all that, when I finally got, formal instructions and got around people that allowed me to go through core curriculums, I was able to get black belts in a short period of time, travel to China, win world championships. I mean, you can read one book you can start with is The Complete Martial Artist book that I had wrote when I was in jail. The book has just won, awards this year. The Complete Martial Artist, Self-Mastery, Empowering Our Youth. Because this book was written, during the time I was incarcerated, but it also had to visit the things that got me in trouble, the things that I wanted to make sure I can teach the parents, I can teach the children, teach the teenagers, teach the young adults, so they would never have to go down a path that I went down. Point MMA is kind of like the vehicle used to help with that. Kids Point MMA.
God, family, community, business. 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 Yes, that's me. Never again will I be irresponsible, dumb, deaf, and blind. I seen it. Yes, I seen the light in jail, my friend. I had to surrender to win. I had no choice. Life over death. That's what I
itself. And the whole purpose of that was once again so we can make sure kids at home can really train. I mean, I know a lot of times we say everybody's a winner, and I know we always want to have a couple of smiles. I mean, like when we did this whole Point MMA design here, everybody was like, man, once you let the kids smile. Well, guess what? Those are my kids. Messiah, Zaria, and Naila, my kids. They grit it out. They learn how to stand up and be independent when they're brought on this earth. I need them to learn how to stand up and be young men, young ladies, and being able to fend for themselves. I need them to learn how to avoid the pitfalls that I went down. I need them to learn how to practice martial arts along with their brother, Marco and Joel and their sister Joel and them. We need them to be able to stand up and realize that, look, everybody can't win. Everybody's not self-motivated. Everybody got the potential, but I need you to be prepared for the most unexpected things. You got a lot of things you got to deal with. People can butter it up and pat you on the shoulder and say it's going to be okay, you're going to do a good job. No. We need you to grit it out. It's about...
go. Come on, come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And freeze. All right, ready now. 10, 9, 8, 7.
The Kids Point MMA, which is the intro to the full-fledged Point MMA program at home, so kids can learn how to develop the muscle memory, the creative expression that helped me become who I am. And many great, people that have created massive things on this planet to empower other people. It started with your own creative desires. That's why Kids Point MMA was designed. And as a teacher, I know I started teaching when I was like 13. I know my kids started teaching when they was a young age. Even my wife started teaching. I was running my first club when I was 13. I was running my first school when I was 17. So I had to learn how to do all this stuff at a young age. What we want to do, and we have always been doing that, we want to show them how to become leaders at a young age. When we call the BAMS, what does it spell? The Better Attitude Makers Leadership Academy. We want them to learn how to become leaders from the inside out. Just Google us, just check. That's why I say allow me to reintroduce myself. Come on, man. Anybody know we always been about the kids. It comes from the heart and soul because guess what? I was that kid. And if somebody would have been doing what we do now for kids, I wouldn't have made the mistakes that I made. I need them to understand that at certain points in times, let's be real. You're going to hate me. But because I understand the values and principles that I'm teaching you, in the end, you're going to respect me. You're going to understand. We're trying to teach kids, yeah, it's okay to be liked. I need you to be respected, and respect is earned by what you do and what you put forth. During this time right now, the kids got to get up. You got to get up on your own. Go down there, get at that table, start doing your schoolwork. Do whatever you need to do so you won't be a conflict to your parents, so y'all can find some harmony what's going on. Yeah, there's going to be some conflict because of what's the stress and the anxiety and all of what's going on. But as a parent, I got to find a realistic way and loving way to talk to them about this reality so they can be able to deal with it. I'm a parent. I'm going to let my kids listen to hip-hop music, explicit music, because guess what? I don't care what you say. They're going to listen to it anyway. So they can listen to it with me, and I can explain to them the lessons behind it. Or we can keep on running around faking, thinking that our kids don't know this or don't know that, or we can be real about it. It's better for me to introduce them to those levels in a loving and caring way, in an educational way, an edutaining way that comes from KRS-One. Give the credit to where the credit is due, because many people talk about hip-hop not being a valuable tool, but hip-hop was developed to empower youth who weren't being heard. So we realize that even that culture right now, that is the foundation of Kids Point MMA and Point MMA, the urban culture, the thing that has inspired and still inspires generations beyond our wildest dreams. That's what we represent here. I got to make sure my kids, and I'm saying that for me, I got to make sure my students, see, let me tell you a story. When I came home from jail and I started teaching and doing all that, I was so ashamed of what I went through and what I did. I didn't know how people was going to deal with my testimony, my story. So I wouldn't talk about all these things that I talk about right now. But when I got on that TV show, WMAC Masters, and when I was on A&E, one day I went through pure hell for a couple of years through this martial arts industry. When I got a chance to see the other side, when I got a chance to see the bad side, the negative side, the side where everybody just steal from each other, why everybody just try to get over, why everybody try to take advantage, why everybody, there's no unity. Everybody's trying to get ahead and crush the next person. I ain't gonna never be crushed because I didn't crush myself, so I ain't gonna allow nobody, no place, no thing to do that to me. But I had to work through it, and I realized that I need to be real about who I am. And I began to be real. I said I would never, ever again be in the presence of a student and not tell them the truth and tell them the realness of what I went through and why I made the choices that I made. I would never, ever, I always did it with my kids. I just didn't do it within our school because I didn't know how to do it. Guess what? Everything that I talk about today is about what I've been through. I know firsthand. We know firsthand that Point MMA worked. We know that Point MMA is based upon the original concept of what's been around since centuries. We understand it is an evolvement of what I had to do to get out the hood as a young kid growing up fast, had to take responsibilities fast, having to make choices to take care of my mom fast. I know it all of what it takes as a kid when nobody's giving you direction and nobody's really being authentic You're part of a conveyor belt of purchasing and selling. You're not a part of authenticity, realness, real truth, real tough love, giving you the strength to be able to stand out. Because guess what? At one day we're going to have some conflict. One day we're not going to see things the same way. One day I done been through that as a teacher where my students had got to a point where they wanted to change things or do things a different way. And because I come from an old school, I realized that it was me blocking their ability to grow. So I'm never going to do that again. I'm open for all possibilities as long as they're based upon a foundation that's going to bring about empowerment, not just for self, but for humanity as a whole. So Kids Point MMA, yeah, I'm sorry that it goes that deep. But we give it to the kids in a simple way, for kids, by kids, my kids that researched it. And I asked them how they felt about this and what do they think we can do here. And what my daughter thought that she can do to communicate with people while she was working in Hollywood, working on, working with Cedric the Entertainer and doing all those things. And we put together a program that we felt as though was just right for kids, by kids, because kids need to be led and they listen a little bit better to other kids of their age. And guess what? Me as a parent and us as mentors, we sit back and oversee them and give them the safety net to be able to grow and fall down and get back up. That's what Kids Point MMA is all about. So now we got the corona, everybody's at home. Man, preparation meets opportunity. That's why we were putting together this Kids Point MMA training kit, man, to get it at home and get it in the hands of kids. And now you know what I want to do? Because we're so confident about what we represent. There's so much more beyond this. Because guess what? Everything's about cross-reference. You follow me. This book is connected to this. You got this book. This book will tell you about what Point MMA is all about. Read it. It's in the book. The DVDs are supported. But there's many other DVDs that go along with this. You know what I'm saying? Online, virtual training, everything, man. This connected to everything that we do. This connected to our Kung Fu. This connected to our boxing. But most importantly, it's connected to a book that I wrote, The Highest Level of Combat. It's called Combat Empathy. It's called The Art of Fighting Without Fighting. If I can build you up and take you to a point of total exhaustion, fatigue. I mean, watch the kids online in our Zoom classes. They ain't faking. They working. Yeah, they working their behinds off. They getting it in. Parents can know that when I don't care what you do, ain't no playing around right now. When are you going to step up and really give them the tough love that they need so when they walk outside? In case you ain't been seeing what's going on in schools, come on, kids in kindergarten are bad right now. You understand? Before all this, come on, man, I know what's happening out here. And we ain't just talking about the hood. We keep on calling it a hood thing. No, this humanity. What we need to do again is give tough love to the children. Give them the opportunity to be in a dojo and fall down. And giving them the ability and the comfort to be able to stand back up. Why does situations like right now give us no choice? You can't be playing around right now. Any kid or any teenager or anybody walking around and act like, yo, ain't no big deal. It is a big deal. What you become and what you do right now during these times is going to determine what you're going to be tomorrow. And that's what I want my kids to be able to do. When I look at my little son, Zarian, you can see him on Facebook. You can see him, come on, you the people that seen him, you can check the videos out. Check him out. He's 6 now. Come on, man, check him out. Look at Messiah. Honor roll students, help run the school, do responsible things around the house. Yeah, and I'm going to push him. That's right, I'm going to push him. Because I'm going to make sure that when life adversity comes, like now, they can deal with it. That's what I'm going to do as a parent. And I'm speaking from experience. And I'm going to do that with the students in a loving and caring way. My daughter, Naila, you know what I'm saying, on break from her, being on a tour with the Jurassic Park, but working on many major TV shows. Went to China and trained. Yeah, I done did situations where, but her being a female, because she made some choices one time, I cut her belt up in front of everybody. But when she sat back and said, Dad, thank you for cutting my belt up because you showed me what I need to do to stand on my own 2 feet as a woman. I know Point MMA work. I know Kids Point MMA work. I know Kung Fu Hip Hop work. We ain't going to put nothing out there that we haven't tested. And we don't know within our own core authenticity that is work and is not connected to traditional values. The principles that are lost in society right now. That's what it's about. I came up in that community when you could run around in the hood and it was good times and everybody looked out for everybody and it wasn't no cruelty, it wasn't no disrespect. It was a code of ethics. And then I seen it change with so many like people just not following any rules, no protocol, just like you see in the martial arts, just like you see in the world today. Maybe that's why we're going through what we're going through right now. Now it's time to come together and unite. Now it's time to come together and work with each other. It's time to come together, stop stealing. You know what I'm saying? Stop taking other people's hard work, hard dollars. When you know, and I'm just gonna put out. I done seen people. I've been reaching out for all this time I've been in the industry. People ask me to come and speak and teach a class, but you want me to do it for free. I've been around here for the longest time. Check my resume, check the books, check the movies, check this, check. I done did things that most people haven't did, especially coming up from where I came from. But you still want to tell me that I got to put it in writing. Or you still want to tell me that I got to earn my stripes. Okay, all right. I ain't going for that no more. And that's what I'm saying to my kids. I'm saying to any kid. Or you reach out even during this time with the biggest innovators in the world of martial arts. You say, man, how can we work together? And before you know it, you get a response within 2 or 3 days. But you see them coming back with something like, whoa, okay. Isn't that the same thing that we sent to them that we created, but now you took the same thing we created and you did your own thing so you don't have to work with us? But, oh, that's cool. That's fine and dandy. All right, I see how it goes. But I'm still going to continue to put a hand out because I'm sure I know what I'm doing. This is about God, man. I know my why. My why is to make sure no kid never have to go through the hell that I went through. When it's time to make them real decisions alone by themselves, when the teacher is not watching them or when nobody's not watching them and they got to make the right choice, I want to give them the real mental and spiritual and emotional preparation through physical execution and exhaustion where they can stand up and never have to go through the hell I went through. I know what hell I went through, and I don't wish that on nobody. I'm surprised that I done made it to the other side. I can sit here today and know that I done broke that cycle by the grace of God. So it is my duty, it is my mission. Read the book In the Complete Martial Artist. It said in 1989, I made a promise to God if you would turn my life around, I would never abandon you. And for being clean and sober for more than 31 years, my commitment is to go out and use martial arts to empower the next generation. We can do it in person. We can do it, online. We can do it through tournaments. We can do it through movies. We can do it through books. We're going to do whatever we can do, just like this book talks about self-mastery for empowering our youth from the inside out. Just like anybody know our world championship team on NASCAR. It was always to say, it was like, BAMs, and we would say inside out. And what inside out is what we talking about right now. Dig deep. The dojo lives inside of you. The teacher lives inside of you. Who motivates the motivator? The motivator. And that's what I see our students doing on Zoom. That's what this program is about. When they can see other kids, our kids that have done it and doing it, motivating you and pushing you, they are living examples at this work. Yeah, they still got a long way to go, but for right now, for every kid, we got kids showing you that you can do it. Get up, step up. They run the business. They teach classes. They know how to do more in the business than what I know how to do. They know how to produce magazines, produce movies, writing books, all that. Come on, man. That's what this is all about. This is bigger than a kick or a punch. Kicking and punching is easy. What's the core element behind it? And what really put me on this journey, first we were a little confused, but after we got that cover of Black Belt magazine, see this? Another dream come true. And when they said, Point MMA, can it bring more kids into the martial arts and keep them safe? Yes, it can. Yes, it can. And that's what Kids Point MMA is all about. So we're offering Kids Point MMA for the next 30 to 60 days free to anybody that wants to come on board and be able to use it. We're not just talking about school. I'm talking about the moms. I'm talking about the kids. I'm talking about anybody out there that see this video. Go to our YouTube channel. Download the video. Start training. If you loving it and you like it, you want to be a coach. You want to be a competitor. You want to be involved even beyond this with some of our other programs, even become a coach or a mentor or a leader, then we can take the next step. But for right now, go to our YouTube channel. Hit me up. Call me, 301-455-3997. Check us out on Facebook. Go to our BAMs. Go wherever you know the BAMs is at. Hit us up. Let us know you want this program. You want to get on board. You know what I'm saying? If people want to unite, other martial artists, you want to unite, we can work together. If you don't, we still open arms. We going to always work with everybody. That's how I came up in the hood, man. I came up knowing that I want to get along with everybody, because in order to change and in order to empower these kids, we got to put this together as one big team. And guess what, guys? Ain't no sales pitch here. This is real. This is the real deal. This is taking it from what I started with. No teacher. I started with everything against me. You talking about a level of adversity. The world was so down on top of me. As a 6-year-old kid, I had to break through. And guess what? I'm going to make sure no kid have to go through that. And I look at my kids right now. I know that they don't have to go through the stuff that I went through. Come on, failing, getting a bad school grade or whatever, or even now, right now with this corona, that's probably one of the most devastating things we couldn't even prepare for. But for some reason, when we were working on Kids Point MMA at-home training kit, guess what? It's preparation meeting opportunity. We laid it out. We scripted it out. I mean, it's techniques, it's philosophy, it's the morals and principles, it's a grading sheet. Oh my God. Let's understand what Point MMA. Let me read just a little verse of this to you. Okay, are you technically ready? No knockout, no tap out, no ground and pound, and absolutely no head contact. Are you technically ready? Self-control is about being able to execute perfect place techniques without making contact. Light to medium body contact. But this training deals with, it's just you with you. You training yourself. As a competitor grows in age, contact does increase. Street MMA are elements that are taught to counter a crazy maniac thug that's out there right now. Somebody's just trying to rob people, a predator looking for an opportunity to abduct kids or attack people, break into homes or whatever. That street MMA and Diva Grit concept is for the mom and the dad to be aware and to be a little bit more prepared. Nowhere near what you see in the UFC ring will you see here with Kids Point MMA. We allow takedowns, sweeps, no strikes once you're on the ground. You have 5 seconds to execute your ground techniques, which are mount in different ground positions that we do teach on the curriculum. The curriculum is taught so you can do it at home. You can do it at home by kids. Have fun. It was designed so you can get away from your parents, and your parents can get away from you, and y'all can connect as young kids. But here are the principles of Point MMA. Let me explain to you what the words are. And this came from my son, Messiah, the star with his brother of this kit. P, positive attitude. O, outstanding character. I, individual expression. N, never-ending improvement. Technique, technically ready. Motivation from the inside out. Mindset of a warrior. Attitude is gratitude. Now, guys, we done did the work for you. You can steal, you can do whatever, but guess what? At the core of all this come from my heart and my soul. This come from my love for the martial arts. With martial arts changed my life from the streets and the slums of Baltimore City to be the person I am right now. And I will do whatever it takes to deliver God's message. This ain't religion. This is spiritual connection. This is the true essence of martial arts. Mind, body, and spirit. That's what it's all about. You come in physical, you grow mental, and guess what? You transition to the spiritual, and then guess what? It all becomes one. That's what we teaching. This is a complete martial arts program connected to a traditional Kung Fu system called Tien Shan Pai. Okay, guys? Hit us up. Connect with us.